What's up, Warriors fans, and welcome to Warriors Latest. As always, I am your host, Max Arizin. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you enjoyed the show today, as I do post new Warriors videos daily. Now, I got a question for everybody. Now, have you ever been dating somebody and things are going really, really well, and then just all of the sudden they do something that just completely kills the relationship? As I like to put it, it's called the ick. And once you get that ick, you can't unget it. Now, that's how I feel with the news that just came out today regarding Jonathan Kuminga and him being a no-show at Jimmy Butler's informal training camp. Now, we all could say that, yay, it's informal. He doesn't have to go. He's a free agent. He's still working out his deal with the Warriors. And I get that. I understand. Until I found out that Gary Payton II was there. Now, we know Gary Payton, he's a free agent too. Yes, he expected to be back with the Warriors, but he still was a free agent. And the same thing goes for Jonathan Kuminga. If you want to be part of a team or show that you're a team player, you go to these informal workouts because these things don't happen with every single team. You don't see the Oklahoma City Thunder hosting informal workouts in the offseason. You don't see the Houston Rockets doing that kind of thing. You definitely don't see the Lakers or even the Lakers or even the Celtics holding these offseason workouts as a team together, even with their current free agents that are expected to re-sign, but the deal just hasn't gotten done yet. That is a sign of a team that is going after it this season. And as a fan, I love to see it, but what just drives me nuts is the fact that Kuminga was a no-show. Yes, he wants to get a good contract, or he wants to show that he's worth something for the Warriors. You go to these workouts, and you could argue until the cows come home that he was a free agent, but any other team that hears about this and then says, hey, we want to acquire him, it makes you wonder, is his youth worth dealing with the attitude? Because that's just a very, very, very bad mindset going forward, and it's just not a championship mindset. And the reason I say this is because if you remember all the way back to the early dynasties, like 2015, 2017, 18. One of the things that really kept them together, and at least all through those 6 years of going to the finals, where was their togetherness? Yes, there were issues, but they could always work out those issues. And one of the things I always heard about, like going when on the road, was the team dinners were a very important part of why the Warriors were so together and why they were had such good chemistry between Clay, Steph, Draymond, David Lee, so on and so forth. Why everything was just clicking for a team that was pretty much the exact same roster as the season before, from 13-14 to 14-15, and then so on to 15-16 when they went 73-9, only to lose to the Cavs. But that togetherness speaks volumes, especially with these Warriors teams. And Jonathan Kuminga, that's just a bad sign. Now, as I said before, the Warriors had that singular mindset going into the season and throughout the season during those initial championship runs. And I look at the sign of Jimmy doing this again, like with Steph, with Draymond, with everybody else who wanted to come that's going to be part of the roster, as a huge sign of the team coming out of the gates, hot as a pistol, just like they did in 14-15. And for me, I'm excited to see that because we're about to see something we've never seen before. And this is like the true, I want to say true last dance with like a banana boat type of roster. And by banana boat, I mean guys who are just going for it, going for their one last ring. For Draymond and Steph, they're going for number 5. Jimmy's just doing whatever he can to get number 1. And everybody else is really coming along for the ride to see what they can do. And I think this is going to be the first successful one. Well, I guess since the '08 Celtics. Now, I wouldn't call this the same type of big three, but I love that singular mindset that they have that I feel like they didn't even have during that 2021, 2022 run, but they had it during those 6 straight finals that they made. And I'm really excited. But with that being said, and Kuminga not showing up, we've really got to ask, what are the Warriors going to ask now that this news is out? And if I'm Mike Dunleavy or if I'm Joe Lacob, this is the ick. It's like, wow, well, at least for Lacob's part, he knows what a real championship team looks like. And he knows all the different components involved in building that championship team and bringing that team together. Remember, at the end of that 6-year run, there were issues in the locker room. So if you want things to go well, you got to clear out those issues as quickly as possible. I think this is one of the reasons that Jimmy just went straight to the front office and was like, what's going on? We've got stuff to do. We're here to win championships, not deal with drama. I thought I left that drama back in Miami because they're not there to win championships. I was told we're here to get Steph one more. We're here to get Draymond one more and one for me too. So this is a good sign, at least for the team, saying that they're together, but they need some stability. And with stability, you need guys. You want to trade for guys that may not have the most talent or may not be on the younger side, but actually guys that are veteran presence and still have a lot, at least something left in the tank, where they can make it, I guess, let it ride for the next 2 seasons. And now that I think about it, I think Kuminga's going to get moved more to an East Coast team that he wants to go to, but that has a good supply of veterans, and which is one of the reasons I look as the Miami Heat possibly coming back up as a contender to trade for Kuminga in exchange for only, say, some veteran pieces that will help the Warriors locker room and will contribute off the bench because they know their role. They're not the stars they used to be, and they just got to continue to attack when the opportunity is presented to them. So I do love that, but I mean, Kuminga, how can you just like shoot yourself in the foot like that? I mean, you got a great deal for $75 million over 3 years just because it's a team option. You're in a bad market as a player who had a good season, but you weren't healthy for the majority of it. So that's an issue. Like, I understand you want to potentially take your qualifying offer, but let's be honest, if things don't go well, that offer next year is not going to be great. Remember what happened to Nerlens Noel when he decided to turn down $70 million from the Mavericks. It didn't go well. Same thing for Dennis Schroeder. You don't want to fumble the bag. This isn't about the opportunity to say, oh, I'm betting on myself. Betting on yourself isn't going to help you when you have this kind of mindset. And with this kind of mindset, you have a lot of maturing to do. And maybe this is the reason that Steve Kerr wasn't ready to play you consistent minutes and give you that solid role because of attitude problems like this. Now, could that change with another team? Possibly. But as of right now, I don't see it working with the Warriors. So the bottom line is the Warriors know who they are. They know who the champions are. They know who's bought in. And for them to be a champion, they need everybody bought in. And that includes Jonathan Kuminga, whether he's going to be here or whether he's going to get traded. Now, I think he should get traded. As I said, him not showing up to Jimmy's workout when guys like Gary Payton II are showing up, and I believe I heard DeAnthony Melton, but that wasn't confirmed, showing up to these things, that's just the biggest red flag. And if you want a championship team, you have to be all bought in by next Wednesday. And if you're all bought in by next Wednesday, there's a good thing coming, and odds are you're going to at least go far in the playoffs. And if the dice fall your way, you may go to the finals and win the finals too. we're in an era of parity. Now, let's see if the Warriors can be what? The second team in the last 5 years or 6 years, it would be, to make the championship twice. I think they have the high potential. Excuse me. Third team. Forgot about the Miami Heat. But I believe they have that potential, and unlike the last two, they're going to win both their appearances. So let's trade Kuminga, bring in some real vets, forget about the draft compensation. Even if it's down the line, just take it. But we need those guys to fill out the roster, guys who are going to be bought into the system, know what they're going after, are okay with their roles, and aren't going to complain when they maybe get a DNP coach's decision if they're having a bad streak. So we know what to do. Mike Dunleavy, you know what to do. Joe Lacob, let's move things forward. Now, that's all we have today for Warriors Latest. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you enjoyed the show. And if you have any trade ideas just to move Kuminga in exchange for veterans, I'm talking about high-quality veterans, like guys who could still contribute off the bench. They don't need to be starters, but they could at least give you something, an occasional spot start. So feel free to comment those ideas below, as I love hearing your ideas. And as always, go Dubs.